Yep, that was me. During the episode, I was planning on maybe doing a reaction to this episode, so I filmed it. But I'm just too inexperienced in how to get around the copyright right now, so maybe another time. I cried yet again. So that makes it all 3 episodes of the season so far, that are all episodes that made me cry. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm kidding. I know it's a good thing. Maybe. But we will get into that stuff later. But for now, please like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. I will state again that if you subscribe, I do upload gaming stuff as well, if you see that. But I promise you it won't take away from the movie and TV content, and I will always upload multiple Superman and Lois videos weekly. Now into the episode. So the episode really starts with a bang. I'm sorry. For one, my TV provider didn't let me watch it the first 3 minutes, so I don't know what happened there. But I do know that when I turned the TV on, Gramps got the serum from Bruno Mannheim. Bruno Mannheim's serum that ultimately created Doomsday. We then see a flashback of the first time Clark and Lois told Gramps that he was Superman. Like, I was smiling and cringing at this scene because Lois continued to say it, but not say it. Like,
Did you know him?
You could say that.
like just say it. Also, this scene of him taking off his glasses, I mean, it's like a joke at this point, right? Like, right? They're kidding when they do this. We then go to the Kent house where we see Lois reflecting on Clark's death and Doomsday as she reads her own article that we reviewed in last week's episode about his death in the teaser breakdown. The boys come down and see that she has wrote it, and Jonathan is upset. He storms out, but Jordan follows him into the barn where he clearly needs space, and you can just feel the tension here. But Jonathan begins to yell at him for what feels like forever, and how he's lost his dad, and how Jordan always says he won't mess up, and he still does. And then well, good news. I can now see the episode, so we're good to go. I guess my area gets the episode 3 hours later on recording. So anyways, Jonathan really hurts his knuckles and sits on Clark's ship only to start seeing X-ray, hearing louder, healing, and activating the ship. Jaw dropped. I was literally like, I can't even explain my excitement in this moment, and maybe not even excitement, but pure astonishment at the fact that he had powers. Then we see Jonathan already flying and going across the country in moments, and he brought these.
San Francisco.
So did he like pay for these, or? But then we see Jordan upset. Like I'm sorry, but I couldn't read him here. I mean, he seemed upset, but was it because he was jealous? I don't peg Jordan as someone who would be jealous about this, especially with his relationship with Jonathan. My interpretation was that he was upset Clark wasn't here to teach Jonathan, and that Jonathan was almost going to replace Clark. But let me know in the comments what your interpretation was. Throughout this whole scene, though, I could not take it seriously. For some reason, I felt like I still feel like he doesn't actually have his abilities. Somehow he has all of them suddenly. Like, I feel like the show would do a better job easing into it, especially since Jonathan has been the character that doesn't have powers for so long. Like, that's been his identity. To just switch up suddenly isn't right. If that's actually how it is, that might be due to their budget cuts and their short episodes. But that's just like lazy writing, and I really hope that that's not what they do, because this show is not even close to known for lazy writing. So hopefully it turns into something good. As for how this may be, maybe it has to do with the ship. Maybe the ship is giving him like a trial or something. I don't know. Then we get to see John Henry and Natalie. They talk about not going through with Steelworks, but instead helping Gramps at the DoD, and they talk about a world without its protector. and how they need to step up. That no one else even stands a chance against Doomsday like they do, no matter how little that chance is. We cut to Doomsday with a little snack of what? I don't know. I think it's a human because Doomsday throws a heart at the window that looks human. Crazy how he just yoinks Superman's heart, but don't want no piece of this one, you know? I know Lex ordered him, but still, it's kind of funny. Just as the other flashback shows Clark and Lois with Gramps, we get another flashback with Gramps where he is encountered by Clark, asking for his blessing in marriage. His reaction? Yeah, he says no, and that if he ever dies, it will crush her. He meaning if Clark ever dies, it'll crush Lois. They don't outright say it, but what's so good about the subtext here is what this show can do so well is it can explain it by a character's actions. They don't have to like write out to explain it to you. Like, this show trusts its audience. But why Gramps is so stubborn with this is because of the pain of loving his own wife so much and her tragic death and what it did to him. He just wants better for his daughter. Wait, who put that there? Then we get Mr. Luther, Mr. Lex, who enters the most frustrating scene of the episode for me. He comes in and interrogates Jordan, asking him if his mother is a favorite child. He then plays a recording of the previous episode where Lois had to choose a son to save and chose Jonathan. Lex just plays this and leaves, and Jordan buys into it. Like, yes, you have powers, Jordan. Yes, Lex killed your father. Yes, he's a liar whose goal is to turn you against your mother, like his own daughter turned against him. So why would you buy into this? We get another flashback of Gramps overhearing a conversation between Clark and Martha, which I love seeing her again. She's just been great when she's been in the show. But it's Clark talking about how he wants Gramps to be part of the family and wishes he had his blessing. Martha comforts him, and Gramps contemplates his decision. I'm not sure what was going on here, this event, maybe the rehearsal dinner. But if they knew he was there, why were they being so loud? Lois and Jonathan arrive at the DOD, and Jordan comes in with his emotions, yelling at Lois that she thinks Jonathan is her favorite son and tells her about Lex. He says that she put him into prison for something he didn't do, and she really snaps.
Don't you ever say that to me again, not ever.
She obviously doesn't have a favorite, and he goes and speeds away for his little pout. Boo-hoo. Then Gramps gets shot by this guy. I knew it the moment they introduced this loser. I knew he was going to betray them somehow. I just felt it when they introduced him. No one touches my Gramps. He's working for Lex only because Lex said he'd kill his family. But still a loser. You suck, dude. But he gets distracted and Gramps tries to take the gun, but gets shot in the stomach and falls down. Not that again. Gramps then resorts to using the serum, and John, Henry, and Natalie come in, and all Gramps asks for is them to trust him and follow every word of his plan. Lex sends Doomsday after the DOD, and Natalie and John Henry suit up. They fire missiles, and they get their suits pretty banged up in the air. That's basically the end of that, and Doomsday lands in front of the DOD. Lois looks at him with almost PTSD and fear as Gramps walks out in front of her. We then cut to a flashback of Gramps talking to Lois before the wedding and telling her he loves her and that she has his blessing. He then grabs her arm in preparation to walk her down the aisle. Man, the tears were already starting. Gramps approached Doomsday, and Lex demands that he tell him where Isabel is. He continues to say she trusted him and doesn't give up the information, all the way up until Lex orders Doomsday to kill him. The sheer terror and sadness and overall freaking amazing acting in Lois when she says,
Stand down.
Eddie, what are you doing?
like, she calls him daddy too, which just makes it more sad. It puts that perspective of her just being a little girl who needs her father. Doomsday picks Gramps up, and I really like the decision to do a wide shot as to make it less close up and traumatic. And we hear a neck snap sound effect in Gramps' body. drops to the ground. Doomsday then leaves. I figured Doomsday was just going to start destroying the DOD, but I guess Lex doesn't want that. On the topic of Lex, do we think that Doomsday is eventually going to like stop listening to him and kill him? Maybe. But Lois screams as the audio goes silent, and she flips over his body the same way she did Clark's. Man, I started crying, and the commercial break really hit me. Like, I'm not sure all of you will understand. I mean, maybe those of you who were here with season 3 last year, but like, I love Gramps. By the way, if you're confused when I see Gramps, General Lane, Lois's dad, he's my comfort character for the show. Like, I mean, I even call him Gramps because he's great. He's funny. He's my comfort character. And I have to say that this hurt more than Clark's death for me. I feel like that because I think I had a little more hope for Clark that, you know, he's Superman. He might make it out by the end of the series. But I have less hope for Gramps here. So, yeah, I'm just noting that this hit me hard. We return to see everyone return to the Kent house, and Lois give Jonathan and Jordan the news. Natalie informs them of a plan Gramps had as John Henry brings his body to the fortress. The plan is to get Superman's blood into Gramps' heart through the serum and replace Clark's missing one. Laura says it probably won't work, and even if it does, there will be complications. Like really? Can you just give us some damn hope? Natalie plays a message that Gramps left before he went out to Doomsday, saying how much having children and grandchildren has changed his life, and all this other emotional stuff I can't even talk about that went on for what felt like 10 minutes. By the way, that is what this is from. This scene was me. So yeah, they don't even let us breathe, and we go right into the funeral where I cry even more. Man, Gramps had such a great character arc of being the protective father who had his reasons, to a loving and open-minded one that realized he was missing out on life and only wanted the best for his kids and grandkids. Also, where's Lucy? Like, is she not gonna get this last message or know he's dead? I don't care, I guess. The episode ends with the final shot of Clark opening his eyes at the fortress. Oh man, he is back, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much, seeing as there might be complications, but I hope for the best, and that in the end it'll all work out happily. But that is it, guys. I will be doing a video on breaking down the teaser for next week's episode soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.